of Bugs Bunny's travels, he would often come across many foes that would have a Halloween theme. Many of you might remember his encounters with mad scientists, monsters like the Abominable Snowman and Gossamer, vampires like Count Bloodcount, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and so on and so forth. There is one, though, that I'm sure all of you would fondly remember that you may be surprised by how she has a fascinating history. The green skin, the big blue dress, and an unforgettable cackle followed by hairpins. Forget about Magica or Gruntilda. This is Witch Hazel. In many ways, Witch Hazel is more of your typical witch with a bit of a lovably crazy flair. Depending on which cartoon you watch, whom she represents may differ. She could portray a popular witch like from Hansel and Gretel or Macbeth, or she could have a strong passion to remain as the ugliest of them all. But what doesn't change is her ecstatic personality and the sheer joy she gets from being such a nasty witch. In terms of her name, it's more of a play on words from an actual shrub called Witch Hazel, which is often used for medical purposes. But amazingly enough, Warner Brothers is not the first to take that name and create their own witch character. The first one done was back in 1936 at MGM with the harmonizing short Bottles, who assists an evil skeleton to kill off a pharmacist. Fast forward to 1952 and comes the Disney animated short Trick or Treat, where Donald Duck faces off against his nephews who teamed up with a good-hearted Witch Hazel, voiced by June Foray.
Gibbs, this pigeon's a pushover.
Even after the Looney Tunes version, more Witch Hazels came by, including the 1956 Tom and Jerry cartoon, The Flying Sorceress, and in 1958 with the Casper the Friendly Ghost cartoon, Witch is Witch. Now you might be wondering, why is Hazel the witch equivalent to names like Smith and Jones? Well, considering that it's an alcohol rubbing company that has the rights to the name, it's pretty much fair game for everyone. But going to the Warner Brothers version, Witch Hazel made her debut in the 1954 Chuck Jones short Bewitched Bunny, a parody of Hansel and Gretel with Bugs Bunny in it. Hazel was supposed to be voiced by June Foray, but considering that she felt like Chuck was kinda stealing the Disney character she voiced, she declined and Jones instead went to get Bea Benaderet.
Notice how I ride side saddle. It proves I'm a lady of quality.
It wouldn't be until 2 years later when Jones finally convinced June to come into the Warners and do the voice of Witch Hazel in the next cartoon, the 1956 Broomstick Bunny, often regarded as the most praised portrayal of the character. Since it does help that this is the only cartoon during the Looney Tunes golden age where she isn't a parody of an existing witch. Her final cartoon during that era was the 1959 A Witch's Tangled Hair, this time being a Macbeth parody with Bugs Bunny thrown into it. Her official final cartoon, however, was in 1956 with the DePatie Freeling tune with A Haunting We Will Go, featuring Daffy Duck and Speedy Gonzales. From then on, Witch Hazel would go make appearances in different areas, whether it be making cameos in TV shows, cheerleading in Space Jam, or popping up in video games, all of which the voice is still given by June Foray. It wouldn't be until 2011 when a new version of the character appeared in the Looney Tunes show as Witch Leza. Although at first they seem similar in appearance, the real difference between Hazel and Leza is that Hazel is the crazy old witch we come to expect, while Leza is, well, there's no other way to put this. She's a sassy black woman voiced by Roz Ryan.
You can't see past the witchiness, can you? I'm taking my minivan.
But no matter which version she is, either as Gossamer's mom, a parody of a popular witch, or on a mission for ultimate ugliness, she will always remain as the most beloved Witch Hazel, with a crazy personality that's just absolutely pretty.
Pretty?
See you later,